What's up? What's happening? Welcome into Foxborough Rush. George Balekji with my main man, Travis Thomas. We got a great show for you guys today. Mandatory minicamps here, Trav.
I'll take it.
Mandatory. You know what the difference is between, the OTAs and mandatory minicamp? Mandatory, that's it.
Fine.
No pads.
Yeah.
Attendance.
Yeah.
Players are there.
Yeah.
We'll find out the full attendance. It's unfolding as we go. We'll hear from Mike Vrabel talking about Stefon Diggs. Any players not there, per Mike Vrabel, personal reasons, no holdouts.
Fair.
You take that.
I'll take it.
But it's literally the same thing. No pads, passing camp.
Fine.
Mandatory, though.
Had me at football. I don't give a damn if they're just stretching, talking about the good old days. Give me some football, please.
I'm happy it's mandatory because it's also we've seen Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez for one practice.
Yes.
Mandatory means, okay, you get to look at the top DBs.
That's right.
We'll see what the offensive line grouping looks like. Mike Vrabel was asked, and he said, hey, we're still cycling through guys there. We'll get a better tell the further along we go, which means pads come on. You
and I are also veterans in the media game long enough to remember when mandatory minicamp meant actually putting on pads.
Mm-hmm.
How times have changed, my friend.
When I interned with the New York Giants, sophomore year of college, went to Seton Hall, interned for the Giants, it was awesome. 2-a-days. Full pads, too. Hitting and everything. Sweaty summer days in that humidity in East Rutherford with the stench coming off the turnpike. You know how it is.
Disgusting.
It does.
It does.
Won't deny it. That part smells awful.
It does. It's just a small stretch, but it stinks.
All right, let's get into it. So I want to start out with this soundbite we have from Mike Vrabel. Was asked about Stefon Diggs, and here's what Vrabes had to say about the wide receiver one in New England.
Here we
go. Good. Just try to, figure out where everything is and what his role is, and making sure that as we add those situations, the third down, the no huddle, and the red zone, that he's staying up on it, working hard in his rehab, and when he can, certain drills he can be out there, and there's certain drills that he won't be, but I think he's engaged, and I like his energy.
I think he's engaged.
It's positive.
I like his energy.
It's positive.
That's him bought into the team. That's him committed to the team. That is big.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we spend so much time talking about the 1 or 2 videos from the Love Boat that we forget the 1,000 videos of Stefon Diggs working out and rehab.
What was one of the videos? Not the one passing out the alleged
there's
drugs.
the Tusi, there's a twerk, there's a lot of videos to choose from. But my point is there's more workout videos of Stefon Diggs, to his credit.
Yes.
Of working out, getting back healthy. And obviously now we're seeing him on the field more. So as Vrabel said, we'll see more as he progresses more. But, I mean, look, and we bash the guy because he made it easy because we saw all those videos. But at the end of the day, if you do show up, you get healthy, you get acclimated into this offense, you help Drake Maye develop.
Yeah.
All the Love Boat stuff goes away.
1,000%.
And that's what you were paid to do because you're paid like wide receiver one. You're paid like be a leader.
Yes.
Just I sound like Belichick. Just do your job. Come in here, do what you were paid to do, lead these guys, be productive on the field, stay healthy, and all will be forgotten. I mean, it did happen this time of year. It's not like it happened week 6 preparing for a game, right?
Yeah.
So I think if Diggs can do that, he'll be just fine. The Patriots will be just fine. I'm giving props to Mike Vrabel. I told you this when the Love Boat stuff came out, and he was peppered for the first 2 or 3 minutes of a presser for non-mandatory camp, and he was basically like, hey, we're going to talk about the players we have here, but we're disappointed, and we want players to carry themselves like professionals and represent the Patriots on the field and off the field.
Yeah.
And I thought then, well, damn, that's refreshing because that's a coach who doesn't want to answer this at all. And we all understand that.
Yeah.
But he still gave you a soundbite. He still gave you something.
If it was Belichick, it would have been, I'm just going to talk about the players.
He would have dismissed it.
And then if it was Gerard Mayo, God knows where that would have went.
Who knows? He would have been too honest. He would have been honest in the moment and then walked it back 24 hours later. By the way, I think if Belichick was here, too, Stefon Diggs probably would have been cut. So, props to Vrabel, too, for not only talking to us like a human being, but giving this kid the opportunity to make it right. And I'm not saying that's not over his head. That's probably a collective decision, but Vrabes is very much involved in that. We know that.
I wouldn't water down the fact that Bill Belichick signed Antonio Brown.
Fair.
He was on the Patriots. He played a game, caught 4 passes, 56 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Then more info came out, the stuff he was dealing with off the field.
And he got rid of him.
So
yeah, but Diggs, that would have been enough, I think for Belichick. Those videos, particularly the one with the substance.
Yeah.
I could see Bill saying, "Get the hell out of here."
I think it would have been the stern talking. It's also too with all of it. Again, like the fault was getting caught on video. And
yes.
This is like the last. I really hope to mention this, but it is too voluntary workouts. Memorial Day weekend, he's partying on a boat. Not the only guy that did that in the league, won't be the last.
That's a fact.
Just it was caught on camera.
Yes.
Now it's mandatory minicamp.
Yes.
You hear him talking about his energy.
Yeah.
He said he's attacking rehab well. That's the priority.
Yes.
And what Vrabel said too, as what we just heard, hey, first down, third down, red zone.
That's right.
No huddle, all this. We want to make sure he's up to speed on that while he rehabs his ACL. But I like his energy. And that's what you want to hear from Mike Vrabel.
Yep.
If there was a non-answer, then that'd be antennas up. Then there'd be some concern there.
Yeah, I also can tell you this as a dad, George. He had the look and the tenor, and even the way he answered that, of a man who 1,000%.
Oh, yeah.
Cussed Stefon Diggs all the way out when that happened. I guarantee it. Because that's what you do, right? Like, all right, I cussed you out. We had our thing, and now it's moving forward, and you're giving compliment sandwiches here. Hey, he wants to get healthy. We got to make sure he's up to speed. But I like his energy. That means I cussed you out a couple weeks ago. That's what that means.
He's talking about confidence. I took care of it. He's
that's
here
right.
now. He's locked in. He's up to speed. And I think
right.
that's a big thing. One part, though, too, of the mandatory minicamp was supposed to be 3 days. Vrabel cut it down to 2. Wednesday, players will be there, not practicing, but in the building, so that is significant.
Sweet.
When we see as mandatory minicamp progresses, and again, this is the next step in camp, though. Like you'll see more installations when it comes to playbook, everything all around. What is something you will be watching for?
I just don't want a lot of times in these minicamp and these OTAs, it's what I don't want to hear. It's not necessarily what I'm looking for. Or what it's more like I never want to hear. Oh boy, Will Campbell looks a little out of sorts. It looks. Maybe the arm thing is an issue, or he seemed lost in drills, or it's the same for me across the board, to be honest. OTAs, mini camp, pads on, training camp, 2-a-days, it doesn't matter. It's more about I just want to make sure that nothing's going wrong.
Yeah.
You know, almost like no news is good news. When I read Drake Maye was sharp in this drill, great. I'm expecting that, right? When I hear Drake Maye was throwing picks all over the place, I'm like, well, you know.
Yeah.
So it's almost what I don't want to hear here. So it's definitely anything Will Campbell negative is going to make me nervous because I thought, and we've talked about this on Foxborough Rush, you and I went back and forth, more so closer to the draft, but I thought the Patriots should have done more to address the offensive line. I really do. They didn't. Okay, Morgan Moses, Will Campbell, left tackle? So you put all those eggs in that basket. I need to not hear Will Campbell struggle. Will Campbell looks lost. So that's really the main thing. I also want to hear something about Kyle Williams too, or I don't want to hear he looks lost or he. So it's really the rookies and the young players. Can we hear any good news at all? Please, I am begging about Baker and Polk. Anything good, I'll take. So that's where I'm at with it. It's really the young players. I have confidence in Drake Maye. You know, that's really the big fish in this pond. I'm not that concerned any stories there, but the rest of these new young guys, I need to hear good things or no news at all is good news. Yeah,
for me, it's good things. I want to hear about Kyle Williams. I want to hear, want to watch, want to see reports of him ascending throughout this portion of the offseason.
Travion Henderson, another
one. And look,
one.
it's 2 days. I'm not going to read too much into it.
Sure.
But all we heard about was Efton Chisholm. Through the OTAs and the voluntary part of this. All right, mandatory minicamp's kicking in. The number one defense is going to be showing up.
Good point.
Number one offense is showing up. I want to see Kyle Williams, and I want to hear about him separating himself. Same thing, too. No pads is tough, but offensive line, consistency in the 5 guys up front. Who's out left guard is huge.
Same 5 names.
Because Mike Vrabel, when asked about that, he's like, hey, we're going to keep evaluating linemen. Once we get into actual training camp, once we really get into the thick of it, then we'll have a better idea. But he's waiting for pads to come on. Until then, What's a consistent 5 guys up front? Because who are the 5 guys that are going to be responsible for protecting Drake Maye?
Who do you think it's going to be? Because you nerd out for this stuff.
I do think it's going to be Cole Strange if his athleticism is there.
Okay.
If not, I am a big believer in Leighton Robinson. Look, I wasn't surprised he was playing as a rookie. He got benched middle of the season. But when he was drafted, that's a guy that was good run blocker, a year away from being an NFL pass blocker.
Okay.
If Leighton Robinson can pick that up, if he can grasp the system, if he can be fine, then I wouldn't be surprised. I think it would be Leighton Robinson's a guy. I'm interested how Cole Strange, now with the knee surgery, all of that completely behind him.
Yeah.
Like, he returned last season, but he said this time last year he was like learning how to walk again.
Yeah.
That's how severe the injury was. Now with the full off season behind him, 100% back, how athletic? If the athleticism is there, he'll be fine. If not, I think it's Leighton Robinson.
I think because of going back to Cole Strange, when he was drafted and the nature in which he was drafted, I'll never, ever forget the visuals of his draft night when they cut away to Sean McVay and that Rams front office and coaching staff laughing. I'll never forget that. But, hey, that's old news, yesterday's paper. But if Cole Strange can be healthy this season, can be productive, can solidify an offensive line that last season was a sieve, then I won't say he's one of the biggest draft busts ever. But if he can't do that and he gets blown up or he gets hurt again, you have to throw his name in there because of when he was taken and the nature in which he was taken. Yeah. So this is a big season for Cole Strange, low-key. It really is.
I agree. I mean, it's huge this is make or break. Keegan and I talk about it here on Fox Pro Rush. He's a bubble guy. He really is.
Yeah, he is.
If he doesn't work out, he's not dependable, and that's his injury history. It's not him as a person. It's not his football character.
Yes.
It's just literally the injuries he's dealt with all throughout his career.
That's right.
He's not seen as dependable inside that building. If he shows up healthy, he's still athletic. I wouldn't be surprised if he's starting, but there will be that anxiety in a way of when does the shoe drop?
Sure.
When does Cole Strange get injured? And when is the guy that they're used to, in a bad sense, shine through? So we'll see from there. There's also,
that's a good point.
With all the reports we're hearing of Drake Maye being more of a leader, stepping up, I'm excited for him because you go back to last year, he wasn't the starting quarterback. There was a vet in Jacoby Brissett taking the reps with the ones.
Rookie.
Drake Maye's trying to figure out exactly the NFL life and also his role. Like, that wasn't his role to step up and be the vocal leader, but now it is. And this is a guy that I have full confidence in it. We've talked about it when there was the BS reports that he was threatened by Joe Milton, like his upbringing, his family, his competitor, the talent, his confidence. I have no doubt he's going to not just be a leader, but a guy that is a quarterback in the face of the franchise. I'm excited to see Drake Maye throughout this offseason now ascend full on into QB1 and the guy for this team.
So am I. It's going to be an easier transition for him, too, for everything you pointed out. Not only is he not a rookie, right, and he kind of has a better feel for things, but one thing I will add, George, is that he has grown-ups around him in terms of a coaching staff. Last season, I mean, do we even need to go there? So now in year 2, at a time when naturally, organically, you should be taking more of a leadership role at that position of quarterback. Not to mention, offensively, when we look at the talent or lack thereof, he is the alpha and the omega, so he needs to be a leader. But now he has grown-ups as coaches. He's got a real offensive coordinator that knows what he's doing. He has a real head coach with tangible experience who knows this franchise, who has won with this franchise on the highest level and is in control of everything, and Mike Vrabel. So it almost naturally is able to now let Drake Maye unfurl as a leader in this franchise.
Just think about it like this. Last year was first-year head coach in Gerard Mayo. First-time defensive coordinator. First-time play caller on offense with Alex Van Pelt. Mike Vrabel, we know, been a head coach of the Titans. Josh McDaniels, been a head coach twice, a long-time offensive coordinator and play caller. The offensive line coach in Doug Marrone, long-time football coach, long-time offensive line coach, and at one point a head coach in the NFL as well. The experience around him. Even the passing game coordinator in a Thomas Brown.
That's right.
Multiple times as an offensive coordinator, play caller, interim head coach. I think that's a great thing to point to. The leadership around him. Not just what Drake Maye can become as a leader, but the leadership around him is so important.
You have to provide some boundaries for this guy to, some lines for Drake Maye to color in. Last season, it was just all over the damn place. Now there's a structure there, and I think you'll see a difference in him. Not just the player, but the leader. I think we won't really start to scratch the surface to see the potential of Drake Maye, the player, until hello, you can get an offensive line that is solid and, dare I say it, elite. Wouldn't that be nice? And you get them some real weapons on the outside.
Yeah.
I think then we'll see the player. But as far as a leader, the structure's there now for him to step into that naturally and lead the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. All right, we'll take a quick break on Foxborough Rush. When we're back, we'll talk wide receivers with New England.
All right.
New reports coming out on Chris Godwin turning down the bag to sign with the Pats, want to stay with Tampa. Hear more after the break right here on Foxborough Rush. Welcome back to Foxborough Rush. Trav, let's talk some Patriots. So, new report from Dan Pompei of The Athletic wrote a story, interviewed Chris Godwin, and why he decided to come back to Tampa. But it was revealed in this article on The Athletic, good read too. The Patriots offered him a multi-year deal, $30 million per season.
Goodness gracious.
Before he decided to sign with the Buccaneers, where he got $22 million a year.
No, wait, I wasn't a math major in school. He could have made a lot more with the Patriots.
$24 million you left on the books.
I mean,
left on the table. If it was a 3-year deal from the Pats, $30 million a year.
Hey, man, they are not that close. They being the Buccaneers. I understand choosing winning over a bag.
And familiarity, to an extent.
Yeah, I'm not counting that either. And here's why I'm saying that, is I get choosing winning over a bag, okay? I wouldn't do it, but I get it. But you went back to Tampa. You didn't take less to play with Mahomes. You didn't take less to go to Buffalo and help Josh Allen get over the hump. You didn't say, I like that Lamar kid in Baltimore. You didn't go to Philly for a veteran minimum. You went back to Tampa. Like, what? Okay, so you could win that crappy division, I guess, again?
Yeah.
Congratulations. You host a playoff game and go home in the first weekend again? Like, I don't, that's where I'm not computing. Like, if I'm Chris Godwin's friend, or I'm on his team, or I'm his agent.
Yeah.
I don't mean his team literally. I mean, like, in his circle. I'm saying, bro, what? You better go to New England. Or go get with the Chargers and Justin Herbert in them or somebody. C.J. Stroud. All their receivers are hurt. What are you doing? You're taking a haircut financially to go back to Tampa and play with Baker? Like, I like the Bucs.
Yeah.
They're not a Super Bowl team. What are we talking about? This was a mistake.
I think how this goes, though, he's talking total, AAV. As I always go, what was the guaranteed money? Because he got $44 million guaranteed from the Buccaneers. Okay. All that signing, all that money up front.
All right.
He's going to be 29. He's coming off a very severe ankle injury. It's going to take a long time to recover.
Yeah.
What do the Patriots do to Stefon Diggs, 31, so 2 years older, coming off a torn ACL, less severe injury? We've seen more recoveries from that, and guys instantly get back to the way they are. $16 million at signing, $25 million total guaranteed. That's Stefon Diggs. Chris Godwin got 44 at signing. All of it right there, boom, done. Sure, that was $30 million a year. And let's say if it was 2 years, it's $60 million. If it's 3 years, it's $90 million. But what was the guaranteed money from the Patriots?
Yeah.
Same way the Pats gave this big contract to Stefon Diggs, and it's all over. And everyone's going, how much did they give him?
I couldn't believe it.
Right? Because what was his total?
69?
3 years, 63.
63,
3 years,
okay.
$63 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the Patriots is more of like a 2-year deal, right?
Yeah.
Maybe something along that. If they're giving $30 million a year,
right.
What was the guaranteed money? I guarantee you it was not as much as what the Buccaneers offered.
Okay.
Because that's what the Patriots always do. There's that big, we pay the guys, here's our number. Then you get into the details, and the cash they give up front is not like what other teams do.
Let's stay there for a second, because maybe it's the fake Jerry Maguire in me, but that feels like a negotiating tactic or an opportunity where, remember, at the time, we got to talk about this in context, because now we have Stefon Diggs and all this stuff. At the time, we knew T. Higgins was not an option. Remember all offseason?
Yeah, never hit free agency.
We all talked about that, but he never became available, right? DK Metcalf came out at this time and said, I ain't going to New England. So, okay, well, that's off the table. Chris Godwin, if he was, I'm staying with what you're saying here.
Yeah.
If the Patriots weren't giving him what he wanted in guaranteed money, that's where your agent has to earn his keep and say, okay, let me go back to the Patriots and say up the damn ante in terms of.
Who say the Patriots would match that, though?
Well,
frugal franchise.
Just stay with me. They may not. But my point being, go back to the Patriots.
Yeah.
Up the guaranteed money because, again, context, at that time, the Patriots were desperate for a wide receiver one. We know that because they paid Stefon Diggs what they paid, right?
Yeah.
So, and to your point, they structured it where it's not the guaranteed money. I'm with you. But if you're Godwin at that time, you could have used that as a negotiating tactic and say, I want more guaranteed money, and then I'm coming to New England. And now you could be right. They may say that's not what we do. I'm going to go ahead and call BS on that and say they would have gave him whatever he wanted to get Chris Godwin. He chose familiarity over the money.
100%.
It's not winning because you're winning regular season games in Tampa. You may win that crappy division in Tampa. You're not winning a Super Bowl there.
No.
And he already has a Super Bowl. So what difference does it make?
And he
You've already won, dude.
And he wouldn't win a Super Bowl in New England. They're too far from that.
That's right. That's why I would have taken the money.
Coming off the injury, but $44 million up front.
Yeah, I get it.
Where the Patriots deal is probably incentive laden. Where again, I bet there was $30 million.
You don't think they would have given him more guaranteed money?
He's coming off a really bad leg injury.
Stefon Diggs is coming off an ACL.
But we've seen more returns and a shorter return too.
Sure.
From a torn ACL. Guys come back there themselves.
It's more common.
Takes a little time, but they're back, right?
Yeah.
We've seen Tony Pollard suffer this injury.
Yeah.
We've seen Dak Prescott suffer this similar injury, and it took them a while to get back to who they were.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing with Chris Godwin. But you're right too. He chose familiarity.
He did. That's what it is.
He chose a happiness equation in this one.
Well, money does buy happiness too.
Drafted in Tampa. I even saw the excerpt reading through the article. Now, this is the one where it's sunshine and rainbows, right? But here's an excerpt from it.
All right.
Year-round sunshine and warmth, being in Tampa, along with the emphasis on healthy eating, agree with Chris and his wife. They appreciate the big city opportunities, even though they're mostly homebodies. Their sweet spot is a suburban house they purchased a few years ago and plan is to live there for as long as they can envision. Godwin has also been ingrained in his team since his rookie year when Mike Evans treated him like a brother rather than the threat he was. He knows what he's walking into every day. He is suffering a catastrophic injury. He's recovering from that injury. He knows what he's going to rehab, what it's going to look like. He knows what the construct is. And he got $44 million up front.
This is BS. New England offers all those same things. Have you been to the Cape?
I'm sorry?
When it's nice outside?
What?
You've been to the Vineyard? You've been to Nantucket?
Year-round.
Excuse me.
Sunshine.
People say...
It's literally cloudy out today.
People say...
It's June
summer
9th.
in Nantucket. Now,
summer in Nantucket.
Now,
it's been rainy every weekend since it flipped to the spring.
To George's point,
the
weather is bad at times, particularly...
Foxborough is an hour south of Boston. They appreciate the big city opportunities.
Particularly during football season, weather's not great, but you need to lock in anyway. Then you say healthy food options.
Yeah.
I mean, brother. Now,
lobster rolls?
me, myself,
dipped in butter?
I can do lobster rolls dipped in butter. I can do the chowder. I can do it all. But if you're looking for healthy options, that is available unto thee in New England. You just got to look for it, bruh. And then, I mean, honestly, we're homebodies. You can't be at home in New England. When the weather's bad, there's nothing better than being in front of a fireplace with your boo. Eating some chowder, well, he's not going to do that. He wants healthy. So eating some quinoa or whatever the hell it is you people eat that are healthy, that's the best. I love it.
I love hanging by the fire. You know what's great?
What?
Summer night, year-round, sitting on your back,
Man,
in your backyard.
Have Tampa. I like it here.
I love it here in Boston.
I love it here.
I love it here.
He's tripping. Godwin's tripping. You could have got all the money. For all that money, you could have bought the weather. You could have built an eco-dome at your house to be whatever you want.
Driveway, or you got someone else who takes care of it?
Man.
You got someone else who takes care of it. I was out there every other day shoveling.
That's
10
what
inches
this is.
of snow.
This is trauma that you're dealing with.
I'm not the part of healthy living. I mean, healthy eating. Yeah. Again, sunshine and rainbows. But this is a guy that went with familiarity and, again, happiness equation. And I understand him pointing out, this is also coming from Chris Godwin, where he goes, yeah, I got $30 million a year, but I chose to stay here. He could be helping himself out a little bit. Because if the report comes out, less guaranteed money from New England, then really, what choice did he make?
Yeah.
And it's all about guaranteed money for these guys.
Sure. You also make a good point. In addition to that, I'll give you your props here of, hey, look, he may not be the same coming off this injury.
I don't think so.
So, business-wise, it does make more sense to get the guaranteed because it's like, if I'm not the same and this doesn't work out, I'm in a place that I've been. I'm in a place I feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
I'm with Baker Mayfield, and then I can get my money and roll out.
Yeah.
So I get that, but I just don't like the narrative of, well, I chose winning over money. No, the hell you didn't. You're not winning any Super Bowls in Tampa. Not anymore. He has one. I want to respect him. But you're not. I love Baker Mayfield. I've defended Baker. This is a Baker Mayfield guy saying this.
Yeah.
He's as good as he's going to be.
Yes.
Okay? He has maxed out his potential, which is fine. Drake May? Oh, you really messed up, Chris Godwin. Because this Drake May kid can be special.
Yeah.
He could be special.
This is also a Tampa team about to have their 4th offensive coordinator in the last 4 seasons.
Yeah.
You go back, especially once Canales left and Liam Cohen.
That's right.
Both those guys becoming head coaches.
Yep.
Would you have rather, because it was down to Chris Godwin, someone they pursued, it wasn't going to be one or the other. They were going to pay a receiver. Would you have rather had Chris Godwin or Stefon Diggs be the wide receiver 1 for New England?
I mean, neither. I know,
but that's not how it goes.
God, I would have rather Godwin. I would
have rather Stefon Diggs.
You know, I'll tell you why.
With everything.
Well, I'll tell you why. He can keep that boat. I'll tell you why I would rather have Godwin. And the injury, it does matter. And I'm not poo-pooing that, right? But this is why you have team doctors.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. If my G-damn team doctors tell me he's going to be fine, then I'm paying him. Mm-hmm. Why I would pick Godwin is because he is a leader. He has been a leader. He has a proven track record of being said leader. Mm-hmm. Stefon Diggs never has. So for what I'm looking for now with the Patriots, remember the context, timing, right? What I'm looking for now, we talked, George, you and I talked about this till we were blue in the face right on this very program. We talked T. Higgins daily. We talked DK Metcalf daily. Then as reports were, Brandon Ayuk at that time, daily.
Yeah.
Then as reports were coming out that these guys were coming off the board for us, we entertained Godwin. Mm-hmm. And we said, we'll probably feel like an overpay, but at least he's a leader. And if he comes back off this injury, he'll be productive. We talked ourselves into Chris Godwin. Yeah. You know who we never brought up? Stefon Diggs, ever. And then when he got signed, we both said, okay, we get it. It's not terrible. And then we saw the numbers, and I know you defended it. I was like, this is too much damn money. Mm-hmm. The Patriots were desperate. We can't gloss over this. I would rather have had Chris Godwin because I know proven track record of leadership. So if nothing else, he can bring that to my wide receiver room with all these young guys who I don't even know if they can play, and I know ain't no leaders in there.
But it's hard to lead when you're not even on the field.
Fair.
And Chris Godwin isn't going to be their voluntary OTAs. He's not going to be their mandatory minicamp. We'll see if he's even there in training camp. It's going to take him a while to be on the field from this injury. Give me the guy that's playing football right now. Yes, there's a bigger risk, but similar floor, and a guy that's going to be ready at least week 4 at the latest this season.
Yes.
I would have taken Stefon Diggs between the two. I love Chris Godwin as a player. I loved everything about him. But this type of injury, no. If he was hitting free agency, fully healthy, throw the bag at him, especially at his age, and him still going and hitting his ceiling. But now, no. I wanted Stefon Diggs. I'm still at peace. Patriots getting Stefon Diggs. That was the best thing for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. It remains to be seen. There was no one else out there. To your point, there's no one else out there in the market, so you had to go Stefon Diggs. It remains to be seen, though, if it's the best fit. I still question it.
We'll see. There's a lot of football left, and if he shows up for football when the season kicks off, then it's worth every penny.
You just have to be careful.
Just $25 million guaranteed.
You have to be careful.
Yes.
The elephant in the room is the girlfriend, Cardi B.
Is that his passing camp?
I saw that.
In Maryland.
Cardi B.
And Mike Loxley.
Look, in her world, the drama.
Yes.
The all eyes on us.
Is the best thing.
Cameras, the spotlight, the distractions, all that stuff helps her brand, helps her world. It hinders his. That's all I'm saying. We're not out of the woods yet. That's all I'm saying. It could be anything that pops off at any time with this couple that ruins it for Stefon Diggs and the Patriots.
If anything gets ruined with Stefon Diggs, it'll affect Drake May. We'll take a break. When we're back, though, we'll talk Drake May, where he falls in the rankings, where we see he is in the hierarchy of quarterbacks in the AFC. That'll be right after the break here on Foxborough Rush. Welcome back to Foxborough Rush. So with Aaron Rodgers signed, sealed, delivered to Pittsburgh.
Gross.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shrooms.
I'm
Darkness
sorry.
retreat.
Steelers fans, Pirates fans, Penguins fans,
Yeah.
Yinzers, anyone that loves the Steelers, I am sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I am sorry.
Yeah.
Because you're going to lose your head coach after the season, too.
They're not even excited, bro. That's what tells you.
What was
Steelers
the
fans are
reaction
like, oh.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Like, him?
Yeah, bro.
And it's not a capital H. It's a lowercase h, him.
Oh, yeah.
Him?
At this stage,
Question mark?
lowercase. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes.
So let's go through. We're going to rank not just the quarterbacks, but the quarterback situation for the AFC teams.
Okay.
So I looked a little all-encompassing. Who are your wide receivers? What's the offensive line? All
Yeah.
of that.
All right.
We'll keep it a little simple, though.
All right.
So we're going to go and rank the 16 quarterback situations in the AFC. I want to start at 1, though, because I think 1, 2, 3, there might be a little difference, but 1, 2, 3, we know who it is.
Let's get into it.
My number 1's Mahomes. My number 2 is Josh Allen.
Whoa. I thought we were
My
going.
number 3 is Joe Burrow.
Wait a minute. Okay. We do have a. All right. Well, let's go
we have
one
the
by
same
one.
1, 2, 3?
Let's go one by one. No, we don't.
Mahomes is the best
You have
quarterback in the
Mahomes.
game.
Who was second?
Josh Allen.
And then third?
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, you tripping, dog.
You put Burrow
Right
over
out of the-
Allen?
What are you talking about? Do you watch football or do you
Lamar
just skip
Jackson.
through? I mean, he's not top 3, George. Like, what are we doing? Right out of the gate, we got to argue? I got to
Yes.
argue for Lamar?
Yes. Baltimore bias coming through here.
No, it's not. It's football eyes.
Yeah.
Do you have eyeballs?
Yeah.
Okay, so Lamar's what, 4th?
Yes. All of those guys are elite. Those are also the 4 best quarterbacks in the NFL, too. So it's nothing to get misconstrued.
Somebody got some Aaron Rodgers to give to me right now.
What's my ayahuasca?
Let me go in the woods with Aaron. It's Mahomes, Lamar,
Josh Allen,
and
yes.
Josh.
No.
Then I have Burrow.
I would
like a
give me
respectable
Burrow.
person. What do you mean? Joe Burrow can't even stay healthy.
Because of that offensive line.
Oh my God, dog.
To me, it's
You are
splitting hairs
wildin'
with those
out.
4.
I want to cuss. You lucky this is a family program. I would cuss you out like Vrabel cussed out Stefon Diggs.
Josh Allen carried that entire offense with the Bills, with a bad defense, awful coaching. He has been fantastic the last few years. It's Mahomes, it's Josh Allen.
Bro,
then
all
at 3,
these
I put
players
Joe
are
Burrow,
MVPs,
because again, he had
dog.
to carry it. All 4 of them are MVPs.
Joe Burrow doesn't have an MVP.
He plays at an MVP. What he did last season with him and Jamar Chase, I would take that every time.
All right, well, at least our final 4 or top 4 are at least the same names. The order is preposterous to me, but let's go to 5.
Lamar, top 3 didn't even enter my mind.
Let's go to 5.
It's no doubt about it.
Boy,
Mahomes, Allen, Burrow.
I'm about to cuss. Let's go to
4
5.
is Lamar.
All right.
Who do you got at 5?
Justin Herbert.
Same.
And that was tough.
Same.
I wanted to go C.J. Stroud.
Yeah,
and
me
the
too.
reason
I did
why
that. I
I've
reordered
just
it.
seen him, he's very poised in playoff game. I think C.J. Stroud's got a chance to get in this top
Bad
3
offensive line,
eventually.
bad playbook last year.
Yeah.
I think he's getting dealt another bad card with Nick Caley being the OC and play caller.
Yeah.
But
well,
let's stick with, I like Herbert.
Where you and I are Grand Canyons apart in terms of Burrow, who I love.
I'm not calling Lamar a bum. I'm just saying I would take Burrow over Lamar.
Well, we're Grand Canyon apart on that, but we are close in terms of Herbert and Stroud.
Yes.
And I wouldn't argue with you the way I am for Lamar if you had Stroud over Herbert. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't bother me because I almost did it myself. But I'm going to go Herbert at 5, and then I have Stroud after him.
I have Herbert at 5. I mean, his arm talent, his athleticism, really smart, mobile too, and good athletic quarterback, underrated in my opinion. And again, what he had to go through when he got into the league. Anthony Lynn, who just did not know how to win football games. Brandon Staley, who was a moron as a head coach, was stuck with him for 3 years. Now it's Jim Harbaugh, and it's a slow rebuild, but they were a serious team. Offensive line's rebuilt, good run game. They keep adding receivers. It's a good defense. I like Herbert. C.J. Stroud, very good. I'm excited to see what he does this year, though. They rebuilt the offensive line. They got Aaron Terzier in the draft. He has Nico Collins. Tank Dell is injured, but they drafted Jalen Noel, who is going to be Tank Dell.
That's right.
They get a Jaden Higgins, who's going to develop into a good
Both
pass
guys
catcher.
we wanted here.
Yes, exactly. They did a good job.
So you have Stroud right after Herbert.
That's 6.
Okay, so 5 and 6, we
Only difference
completely
you have is
agree.
3-4.
Well,
That's only difference.
it's
a difference.
And it's not 3-4 for me. Lamar's 2, bro.
Oh,
on my list.
okay.
I have Mahomes, Lamar, Josh, Joe.
Burrow.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll like this at number 7. Bo Nix.
You?
Number 7 in the AFC.
Where am I? Like, is someone gonna pop out?
Aaron, come out here.
Like, what's happening?
Ashton Kutcher, get over
Like,
here.
what's happening?
I like his situation.
You hate Bo Nix.
Yes, but I love Sean Payton, and I love how they're building out that roster around him. Good receivers.
I'm so stressed out.
Drafted Pat Ryan.
I can't. Like, I am
Cortland Sutton, R.J. Harvey. Bo Nix is made for Sean Payton's system.
Oh, where'd you hear that? On draft night. Where'd you hear that?
I never denied it.
Yeah,
I
you
said,
did.
I don't like Bo Nix, though. But him going to that situation is fantastic.
I ain't got Bo Nix this high. I actually reluctantly put Tua. And the reason why I had face.
I can't wait to show you where I had Tua.
Well, I get it, though.
Yeah.
I can't understand your Burrow take, and I damn sure don't get how Bo Nix ends up this high on this list. But I do at least get where you're coming from if you have Tua lower.
Yeah.
I have him higher because I haven't seen him do it consistently long enough because he gets hurt and he gets concussed and all that. But he's a system quarterback, okay? In this system, he's damn good. Like, credit to Mike McDaniels and the crew, but Tua, I've at least seen turn it up in this system when he can stay upright. His issue is, staying upright. So that's why I have him higher on this list than a Bo Nix and even some others like Trevor Lawrence, who I have right behind Tua.
At 8.
At 8.
I have T-Law at 8 as well.
And look, I'm sure we're both thinking the same thing here. Like,
a lot of potential good, battled through injuries.
Yes. He has grossly, criminally underachieved.
Yes.
Underachieved. He should be way better at this stage of his career.
Yeah.
He should be worth the contract he's getting paid. He is not. Jacksonville paid him, but he ain't worth that price tag.
Urban Meyer's head coach when you come in, that's really tough. No true number one receiver. Bad offensive line, a guy that's battled through shoulder injuries, knee injuries. Yes, he is underachieved. I think it's getting to a point of disrespect with him, and that's why I say he's underrated. But now, with a Brian Thomas Jr., with Travis Hunter on money downs, with the offensive line continuing to be rebuilt, and with Liam Cohen as head coach, who's a good offensive mind, I think he's going to do really good. So I have T-Law at 8. Drake Maye to me is number 9.
I have Drake Maye at 9 as well.
Wow, look at this.
You're usually smart with this stuff. That's why I'm in lockstep with you. Today, I'm not sure what happened at the top of the list, but like Drake Maye feels about right.
He just when it comes to the framework, it's a foundation, like the foundation of a house.
Yeah.
You walk through a house, you're like, all right, good bones here, right?
Yeah.
That's what I did. Got a place in Wakefield. There was a lot of issues.
Yeah.
There was stuff that had to be fixed, like Drake Maye with his footwork coming in, his mechanics. But I walked in, I'm like, all right, bones are good. Walk around the back. I see the vision with the backyard.
Yeah.
That's Drake Maye. He's one day going to be top 5 in this list. Usurp a Justin Herbert. Maybe a guy descends and he replaces them. He's going to be top 5 in the NFL, in my opinion, at one point. I like Drake Maye a lot.
I would agree. I even, let's go to this season. Not top 5, but if Drake Maye can get,
if he can
if he can become a top 15. Close to that top 10.
I think he can be top 10.
Then this is a playoff
turnovers.
team. I'm talking about this year.
Yeah. No,
this is a playoff team.
Cut down turnovers, taking Josh McDaniels' system, quick on reads, post snap.
This will be a playoff team.
Everything that goes into it, he's going to be better than Bo Nix and C.J. Stroud. If he can do
Stroud will be tough. Nix will be by week 2.
And that is going on potential because he's only done it.
Stroud's going to be tough. I think, even though we had Stroud the same on this list, technically, where I think we differ on him a little, I think Stroud has potential to get in the top up here. He's that good. He damn near. Let's have an honest convo before we keep going.
Carried him to the playoffs twice.
Well, let's stay at last season's
playoffs.
Almost
Beat Mahomes.
That's where I'm going. I mean, hey, he had Mahomes on the rope and needed some help from the refs. So I think Stroud has an opportunity here. So we differ a little on Stroud. But I'm with you. I think he may already be this season, as long as he does well in McDaniels' offense. I think Drake Maye will probably be better than Bo Nix already.
Who do you have at 10?
Bo Nix.
Oh, okay.
Bo Nix is a system quarterback. I said it on draft night. I said the best thing to happen.
He's in a great system.
The best thing to happen to Bo Nix will be drafted to Denver. If he goes there, he could be Rookie of the Year. He could make things happen. Somebody, no names, laughed at me, scoffed at it, said Bo Nix, I think the direct quote was, sucks.
Yes.
But now you look.
Screen merchant.
Hey, the dude works in the, kind of like what we were saying about Tua. He works in the system. He's a system guy. No knock. You execute it. Brock Purdy's a system guy. Worked out for him, didn't it? So I like Bo Nix, but I like Drake May a little better.
So 10 was my cutoff of, again, I'm looking at QB situations. I'm looking at everything. 10 was my cutoff of like 10 on. Like these are guys I would want as my QB, especially when I look at the AFC. 11 and below, it's like, I'm good. I'm good. Like you're a bridge. I put Cam Ward number 10 in the AFC. Haven't seen him taking a snap in the NFL.
Wow.
Again, the foundation, his poise, his composure, his arm strength, his athleticism, and rebuilt offensive line, deep receiving room. Brian Callahan, a good play caller in OC, a guy that developed Joe Burrow. I really like Cam Ward, and I really like his situation.
I mean, look, I like everything you said except the damn ranking. I haven't seen the guy play, so I'm not doing that. I have him really at the bottom of the barrel with the Browns, whoever is even, who's playing quarterback for the Browns?
Yeah.
I mean, like, so they're last. Spoiler alert, but I have Cam Ward right there because I haven't seen him play. But I hear you. Everything you said is fair.
Projecting with this ranking.
He has all the tools. He should be fine. So I went 10. I said Bo Nix. At 11, I went Aaron Rodgers. And he is him with a lowercase h now.
Yeah.
But he's still Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
yeah.
If you're breathing, walking, chewing bubble gum at the same time and playing quarterback and your name's Aaron Rodgers, even though I make fun of you, I still got to put respect on your name. You're one of the greatest to ever do it. So I have him at 11.
So I went Geno Smith at 11. Good vet QB, good offensive line, run game.
Not a pain in the arse like Aaron.
Yes, and that's where you're going to be interested where I have Aaron Rodgers fall. At 12, I have Tua. Look, he's injured. Literally, he's one hit away from should he ever play football again.
He really already has had that
Now,
hit.
look, executes that system. We've had your boy Marcel Louis-Jacques on.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, you could be a system quarterback. But if that system's great and you execute it to a high level, I get that.
Sure.
But the whole situation for Tua, I don't know how much longer Mike McDaniels has in Miami. Tyreek Hill, like the last guy I wanted in my wide receivers room, actually is Tyreek Hill, and he's washed. Like that whole thing, and the bad offensive line, I think Tua's on thin ice. Then at 13, I had Justin Fields and the Jets. So I kind of went 3 spots there. Who do you have at 11, 12, 13?
Well, I have Rodgers at 11. I have Fields at 12.
Okay.
I think I've said this to you, maybe even
Fields
on the
is
show.
What he is.
Well, I'm not willing to go there yet. I actually, it makes me uncomfortable how bullish I am on Justin Fields this season because, the Jets are going to jet. But I kind of think that the idea the Jets had with Aaron Rodgers will work with Justin Fields. Stay with me. The Jets, defense, already there. Elite. Run game, there. Weapons. Garrett Wilson, you seen him play? There. Offensive line, sketch. But Aaron Rodgers, at this stage of his career, Lambeau Field, Aaron Rodgers ain't walking through that door. That brother can't move. You saw when he tried to. Achilles, right? So I didn't need the sound effect. That was disrespectful. But Justin Fields can move.
Yeah.
Justin Fields played pretty well when he got an opportunity to start in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I actually thought they should have stuck with him, but they went with Russ. That's not our problem. That's a Tomlin thing. I think Justin Fields is going to work. You sprinkle him now with that defense, that run game, Garrett Wilson. I actually think Justin Fields might ball out this season. If he doesn't, then I'm co-signing with what you said. We know what he is. He is what it is. I actually think Justin Fields is going to work out this season. I couldn't put him over Aaron Rodgers, though, to be too disrespectful. But I have Fields at 12. You asked for 13 from me?
Yeah.
Geno Smith.
Yeah, fine.
The end.
Fine
He's
spot.
okay. He's fine. He's a C student. You know what I mean? Every now and again, he'll bring a B home.
Yeah.
You ain't seeing no A's.
He's literal like C's get degrees type.
Yes. You're not going to ever see an A from him. He'll bring an occasional D. You give him a little slap on the hey, come on, and he brings it back up to a C. That's what Geno is. You'll pass. You'll get a diploma. You'll go to college. But you ain't great.
Then he locks in, puts in an A effort, and you're like, who is this guy? And then it's back to C average.
Exactly.
So I've Fields at 13. 14, I have Anthony Richardson in the Colts.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you have at 14?
I mean, I have him too.
Did you say who you have 13?
Yeah, I have Geno.
Okay, sorry.
I just wish it was different because this kid has every tool. I fell for it on draft. I watched him at Florida. I lost money betting on Anthony Richardson at Florida. I know. And I said, he's not going to work in the NFL. But for some stupid reason, I talked myself into, you know what, the Colts, it makes sense. I like their defense. Jonathan Taylor, it'll take some pressure off of them. I think he stinks. I think he stinks. This is his last season, too. He better put up or shut up, or he's out of there.
Yeah.
He's a draft bust at that point.
14, I have Anthony Richardson.
Yep.
15, I have Joe Flacco in the Browns.
Oh, that's who started.
I think so. Is it going to be him?
I don't know.
I
have the Browns last
want
because
him taking a snap.
It just doesn't even matter.
Kenny Pickett?
Flacco at 100 years old. Pickett, Shador, Dylan Gabriel.
I don't even think he makes a team.
What are we talking about? Browns are last, and then I have Cam Ward right above that, only because I haven't seen him play.
Oh, okay.
Only because.
I have Aaron Rodgers last.
Last?
Dude.
Over the Browns?
Yes.
I can't take this, guys. How am I supposed to not cuss? Like, is this a setup?
I'm done.
Am I supposed to not cuss?
I'm done being fooled. He's washed. He's always high, hallucinating. He wants to make it all about him. He wants to be the smartest guy in the room. He's the worst thing for an NFL locker room. He's the worst guy to be having playing the quarterback position because it's all about him. If Deshaun Watson was healthy, that's the only guy I would put below him. I'm done with Aaron Rodgers. That experiment is going to blow up in their face in Pittsburgh. He is done. That's the thing. I would rather have Joe Flacco or Anthony Richardson taking snaps at quarterback for me than Aaron Rodgers. I would. I actually would.
Man, I feel like, I need a whole pack of cigarettes, man. I don't even smoke, man. I need a whole pack of Newports. Stat. You have Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson in a disrespectful way. Now you put Bo Nix in your top 5 after telling me for a year and some change that he sucks.
Yep.
And now Aaron Rodgers is the worst quarterback in the AFC, dog.
Yes. He's in a worse situation than he was with the Jets.
I don't even need these damn nuts.
Where the Jets had Garrett Wilson and his boy Devontae Adams. All he has is DK Metcalf, worse offensive line, worse run game. Defense is comparable.
They're gonna suck,
and he's a
George.
year older.
They're gonna suck.
But it's everything. It's not even his ability.
He's an all-time quarterback. You can't put him last.
I'm not ranking their careers. I'm ranking them right now.
I don't know.
And he will rip that locker room apart, and he will drive that culture into the ground.
I can't deny that he's a locker room cancer, and it's all about him and all this stuff. But my damn, I mean, hallucinating, arms tied behind his back, legs tied together, I'm taking him over anything the Browns have. I'm sorry. I haven't seen Cam Ward play. Geno Smith sucks. Like, I can't do this. I can't put Aaron that low. I have him low. I have Bo Nix over him. I have Drake May over him. I've already disrespected Aaron enough. I can't put him last, dog. That is blasphemous what you're doing to Aaron Rodgers. And I hate him. And he stinks.
And he stinks. We'll take a quick break. When we're back on Foxborough Rush, we'll have a mailbag for you guys.
What is wrong with you?
Dude, he stinks. He sucks. He's awful. We'll take a quick break. Welcome back to Foxborough Rush. Back on here. You good now?
No. I was just telling him I'll take y'all behind the curtain. I don't care. I put all my business in the street. I said, George, what's wrong with you, man? What is this list? What? I almost cussed on this family program, man. I'm not okay. I'm not. The second I am off air, I'm getting a drink. And that wasn't planned. You have driven me to
Margaritaville or like
you have driven.
harder stuff?
No, it's got to be harder, bro. It's got to be harder. Ain't no margarita. That's chilling. This ain't chilling. I need a shot of something.
All right, let's get to the mailbag.
Fireball. Something.
Oh.
See? That's the face that you're making? That's what I made with that stupid quarterback list of yours. Awful. Awful.
Mine's right. My list is always right. Eric Powers, 6509.
What up, Eric?
Yeah, they're protecting their investment, talking about Ramondre Stevenson here.
Okay.
But any fumbles, you'll be looking for another job next season. I remember his first game, fumbles at the end to lose a game. He was benched by Bill after that. Yeah, I mean, Ramondre Stevenson fumbled. He put the ball on the floor 7 times. You put it on the ground once or twice as a running back, like your job's in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Needs to clean it up, but with the offensive line better, Travion Henderson.
Sure.
Should be less guys in the box because the passing game will be better. I have a lot of confidence in Ramondre Stevenson.
I agree with everything you said, except that I don't have a lot of confidence in him. Mm-hmm. But fumbleitis is something that has plagued a lot of running backs, a lot of players, and it's a fixable thing. Mm-hmm. So get in the lab, fix it. Get, coaches, coach him up, get him right. I think he needs a big season. I agree with Eric Powers here a little bit in that, like, if he doesn't, not just fumbling, if he doesn't have a big year, period, he may be out of a job. I have my eye on Travion Henderson. I've already moved on. I'm in love with Travion Henderson, and I want to see if he lives up to the hype.
They coexist. They need each other.
They coexist.
Jahmyr Gibbs, David
the best
Montgomery.
Case. Yes, that's the best case.
They coexist.
For sure. For sure.
Al Henderson, 4141 on hiring Mike Vrabel. Everybody wanted Ben Johnson, but I believe Vrabel was the right pick. Look, I wanted Ben Johnson.
Yeah, me too.
I wanted the long-term offensive success.
Yeah, me too.
I wanted the young hotshot, 1,000%.
Me too.
But the floor you get with Vrabel and how he handled, just for the case, Stefon Diggs and the boat situation, that would have been such a tough test for Ben Johnson. Vrabel, the right pick. I wouldn't have hated either, and I think that's a good thing for the Pats. He had two good options.
Yes.
But Vrabel was always a guy. Before they did a single interview, once they got to week 10 of this season, Mike Vrabel was their next head coach. That's how it was for the Patriots.
You're on record when Gerard Mayo was hired screaming, Vrabel's right there. So you were a guy who saw the vision long before it, like many Patriots fans felt. I wanted Ben Johnson as well because this is an offensive league, and it just made sense to me. I felt better about the Vrabel hire once Josh McDaniels was named the offensive coordinator. Yeah. Then it was like, okay, now we're cooking with gas.
Last one, Eric Powers. Oh, again, 6509. Good comments, Eric. Trade Bourne with a third-round pick. Talking about Terry McLaurin.
For Terry?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
Not much, Eric.
You want Bourne? You want Booty? You want who you want?
Literally,
Polk?
yes.
Baker?
Yes.
You want the whole room? Outside
Minus Kyle Williams.
Outside of Kyle Williams, Diggs.
Yes.
Pop.
Yes.
Outside of them, have the whole wide receiver room for Terry McLaurin.
I'd go with
Hell
third
yeah.
and the extra fourth the Patriots have too. He's Travis Thomas from Georgia Balekji. Thank you guys for always leaving comments on the YouTube page. Go to Nesson's YouTube page, hit like, subscribe, rate, review the show where you get your podcast. Leave a comment, you bring them into the show. And make sure every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m. on Nesson Nation, new episodes of Foxborough Rush. Catch them all on YouTube as well. We'll see you guys same place, same time on Wednesday. Have a good one, everyone.